You ever notice how some people walk into a room and they don't even have to say a word, yet everyone just feels their presence? They're not loud, not overly dramatic, not trying to grab attention. They just exist calmly. That's stillness. And let me tell you, stillness is magnetic. It's that quiet confidence that makes people wonder, what does that person know that I don't? It's not about acting mysterious or pretending to be zen. It's about having control over your inner world when everything around you is spinning like a tornado made of Wi-Fi, opinions, and caffeine. In a world where everyone's rushing, posting, reacting, and arguing, calmness is like a cheat code. Seriously, while everyone's losing their minds, the person who stays composed automatically stands out. Imagine two people at work. One's panicking about a deadline, pacing like they're in a crime drama, muttering, "We're doomed." The other's just quietly typing, taking a sip of coffee like it's a casual Tuesday. Who would you trust more? Exactly. The calm one. Because stillness tells people, I've got this. It signals that you're not easily shaken, and that's a rare superpower. Being still doesn't mean being passive or emotionless, though. It means having emotional control. When you're in an argument, you don't let your emotions drive the bus. You hand them a snack, tell them to chill in the back seat, and you keep steering. That's composure. You're not ignoring how you feel, you're managing it. Think about people like Tom Hanks, Barack Obama, or Keanu Reeves. They don't need to yell to be heard. Their quiet energy says, I'm confident enough not to perform for you. That's the kind of presence that pulls people in. It's not noise, it's gravity. Stillness also helps you make better decisions. Ever tried solving a problem when you're stressed out? It's like trying to untangle headphones while on fire. The calmer you are, the clearer you think. The clearer you think, the smarter you respond. That's why when chaos hits, the calm person usually ends up leading, not because they plan to, but because everyone else is too busy freaking out. People follow the one who's not panicking. It's pure psychology. Our brains crave stability. When you stay composed, you become the emotional anchor for the people around you. And let's talk about conversations, especially those awkward or heated ones. Most people treat disagreements like battles. They jump in swinging words like swords. But if you stay still, calm, and listen, you throw people off, in a good way. They expect you to react, to argue back, to escalate. But you don't. You stay grounded, and suddenly they start mirroring your energy. It's like emotional Aikido. You're not fighting their chaos, you're redirecting it with your calm. That's power. Real power doesn't need to prove itself. It just is. In relationships, stillness is gold. Picture this. Your partner's upset, maybe venting about something that's been building up. Instead of interrupting, defending, or getting defensive, you just stay quiet, nod, and really listen. That calm presence alone can diffuse half the tension. Why? Because when someone stays centered, it subconsciously tells others, you're safe here. Stillness creates emotional safety. It's the reason people open up to calm friends, not the ones who always overreact. The calm friend doesn't rush to judge or fix you, they just hold space. That's magnetic. Of course, learning to stay calm isn't easy. Life throws curveballs like it's trying out for the major leagues. People test your patience, traffic tests your sanity, and your phone tests your impulse control with notifications every 5 seconds. But that's exactly where stillness is built, in the middle of the noise. You don't become calm by escaping chaos. You become calm by not letting it control you. You train that muscle every time you pause before reacting, breathe before speaking, or choose silence instead of sarcasm. Think of stillness like emotional Wi-Fi. The stronger your signal, the less you need to shout to connect. The more peaceful your inner world, the more magnetic your outer presence becomes. People can sense it, it's an energy thing. When you're calm, people feel that around you. You ever notice how being around someone peaceful makes you feel more relaxed? That's no coincidence. Humans subconsciously sync their nervous systems. So when you're still, you're not just calming yourself, you're influencing the room. That's next level power, and it doesn't even cost a gym membership. Now let's be real. Being calm doesn't mean being a pushover. It doesn't mean letting people walk all over you while you smile like a monk. Calmness doesn't mean weakness, it means discipline. It means you choose your reactions instead of letting others choose them for you. It's saying, I'll respond when I'm ready, not when I'm triggered. That strength most people don't even realize exists. It's easy to yell. It's easy to panic. It's easy to post a dramatic rant. What's hard is staying quiet long enough to respond with wisdom instead of impulse. And here's the funny part. Once you master stillness, people will start treating you differently. They'll come to you for advice. They'll ask your opinion in tense situations. They'll want you around when things go south. What? Because you've become a human anchor in a stormy world. You don't even have to try to be magnetic anymore. You just are. That quiet confidence becomes your brand. You're not performing calm, you are calm. And that's what makes it so powerful. So, next time life throws you into chaos, try this. Pause. Take a breath. Let the moment settle before you do. The world moves fast, but your power comes from moving slow, intentionally slow. People will notice. They'll trust you more. They'll feel drawn to you. Because while everyone's trying to be the loudest in the room, the one who stays still becomes the one everyone listens to. Stillness isn't just peace, it's presence. And in a noisy world, presence is priceless. You ever notice how the most confident person in the room is usually the one not trying to prove it? They're not over-talking, not name-dropping, not bragging about their grind or connections. They just sit there, relaxed, maybe with a little smirk like they already know how the story ends. That's because real confidence doesn't need a microphone, it speaks through silence. When someone talks too much about how great they are, you can almost hear the insecurity screaming behind the words. But when someone says less, pauses before speaking, and lets their energy do the talking, that's power. It's like the universe put an invisible spotlight on them. Think about it, we've all been around that one person who dominates every conversation. They interrupt, overshare, and somehow turn every topic into a story about them rescuing a puppy while inventing an app. At first you might think, wow, they're confident. But after 5 minutes you're like, wow, they're loud. Real confidence doesn't need to announce itself. It's the difference between saying, I'm the man, and just being the man. You don't have to tell people who you are if you show it through your calm presence. Silence gives weight to your words. When you finally do speak, people actually listen. You see, silence builds mystery, and mystery builds value. It's like this. If a movie trailer shows every scene, why bother watching the movie? The same goes for people. When you leave a little to the imagination, people get curious. They start wondering, what's their story? What's going on in that mind? And that curiosity is what draws them in. The less you reveal, the more they project. And often they project something even better than the truth. That's not manipulation, that's human psychology. People fill in silence with whatever they want to believe, and when you're calm and composed, they usually assume it's confidence. Confidence isn't about saying nothing, it's about saying enough. It's about not needing to over-explain or justify yourself. For example, if someone asks, so what do you do? And you reply, I'm in design, then just smile and move on, boom. You've instantly created curiosity. The insecure person might go, I'm in design but I also freelance and I'm working on this startup and I've been thinking about switching industries, but stop. The more you say, the more you give people a chance to doubt you. Silence, on the other hand, leaves them guessing. You don't owe everyone a TED Talk about your life. The people meant to know more will ask, and when they do, then you choose what to reveal. That's control. And that's really what this kind of confidence is, control. You're not letting the need for validation control your mouth. You're not rushing to fill awkward silences or prove your worth. You're comfortable enough to let silence do the heavy lifting. That's rare. Most people get uncomfortable when there's even 3 seconds of quiet. They start talking just to kill the tension. But here's the secret. Silence only feels awkward if you're not comfortable with yourself. The confident person owns that silence. They sit in it like it's their living room. They know their worth isn't tied to how much noise they make. And let's be honest, silence can be a power move. Ever been in a conversation where someone says something ridiculous, and instead of arguing, you just raise an eyebrow and stay quiet? That silence hits harder than any comeback ever could. It says, I'm not even wasting energy on that. Silence forces people to self-reflect. It's like holding up a mirror and saying, you sure about that? Without saying a word. That's high-level confidence. You're not competing to win, you've already won by staying grounded. In relationships, this kind of quiet confidence is magnetic. When you don't chase attention, you attract it. When you're not always available or over-explaining your every thought, you naturally become more intriguing. People start wondering what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're up to, because you don't broadcast it every 5 seconds. It's not about playing games, it's about having self-respect. You're not trying to prove your value because you know your value. And that energy? People feel it instantly. It's calm, it's secure, and it's undeniably attractive. Even in your career, silence can make you stand out. The loudest voice in the meeting isn't always the smartest. Sometimes it's the person who listens, observes, and then drops one sharp, thoughtful comment that shifts the entire conversation. That's when people think, whoa, they really know their stuff. When you talk less, your words carry more weight. You become the person who doesn't speak just to speak, you speak to add value. That's how leaders sound. That's how respect is earned. But here's the catch. Don't confuse silence with shyness. Shyness says, I'm scared to speak. Confidence says, I'll speak when it matters. The intention makes all the difference. The silent confidence we're talking about here comes from choice, not fear. It's calm, grounded, and intentional. You're not avoiding eye contact or fading into the background. You're just not performing. You're letting your vibe do the work while everyone else drains their energy trying to prove something. Of course, there's humor in this too. The less you talk, the more mysterious people think you are. You could literally be zoning out thinking about tacos and someone will go, "You're so deep." See, silence has perks. But on a serious note, when you speak with intention, your words hit different. Every sentence sounds more confident because it's not drowned in filler words or nervous chatter. You don't need to explain yourself. Your calmness is the explanation. So next time you're in a group and you feel that pressure to say something just to fit in, try this. Don't. Just sit back, relax, and observe. Let everyone else chase validation while you sip your coffee and watch the show. When you finally do speak, make it count. Because confidence isn't in the noise, it's in the pause before it. It's in the quiet assurance that you don't need to convince anyone you're enough. Remember this, people who talk less aren't boring, they're powerful. People who stay calm aren't detached, they're in control. You don't need to perform to be noticed, you just need to be. Let your silence speak for you. Let your composure tell the story. Because when you truly know who you are, you realize you don't need to shout to be heard. Confidence doesn't need an audience. It just needs you, sitting there at peace, knowing your worth while the world wonders what's behind that calm smile. You ever lock eyes with someone across the room and instantly know the vibe? Like you don't even say a word, but something electric passes between you, whether it's "Hey, you're interesting," or "Please stop talking." That's the silent power of eye contact and micro-expressions. It's wild how much your face can say when your mouth stays quiet. The truth is, your eyes and those tiny twitches of your face, the little smirks, eyebrow raises, half smiles, they tell people everything they need to know about your confidence, your mood, even your intentions. It's your face doing public relations for your personality, whether you realize it or not. Eye contact is basically the Wi-Fi of human connection. When it's strong and stable, people feel the signal. When you avoid it or stare too hard, you either seem sketchy or slightly possessed. The sweet spot is that calm, confident gaze that says, "I'm present, I'm comfortable, and I'm not intimidated." You don't need to hold eye contact for an eternity, no need to have a staring contest like you're hypnotizing them, but maintaining it for a few seconds at a time sends a message, you're sure of yourself. It's subtle but powerful and people pick up on it instantly. Think about when someone's nervous, their eyes dart around like they're scanning for escape routes. Or when someone's overcompensating, they stare you down like a cop in an interrogation room. Both send off weird signals. But when someone looks at you naturally, relaxed but steady, it feels magnetic. It's a balance between focus and ease. It tells people, I'm not trying too hard, I'm just here, confident in my own skin. That's what makes it attractive. It's not about domination, it's about presence. You're showing that you're not afraid to be seen. Now let's talk micro-expressions, those tiny blink-and-you'll-miss-it facial movements that give away what you're really feeling. These are your secret emotional subtitles. A quick eyebrow lift can say, I'm interested. A half smile can say, I'm confident. A slight head tilt can say, I'm listening. And a tiny smirk can say, I know something you don't. The funny thing is, you can't fully fake these expressions. Your face betrays you faster than your Wi-Fi drops during a Zoom call. That's why people trust facial cues more than words. You can say, I'm fine, but if your eyes look like you just saw your GPA, no one's buying it. A confident gaze paired with a subtle smile is the ultimate nonverbal flex. It's like saying, I've got nothing to prove, without opening your mouth. The smile softens the confidence. It keeps you from looking arrogant or intimidating. It's approachable power. Think of people like George Clooney, Zendaya, or Ryan Gosling. They've mastered that calm, almost effortless look that says, yeah, I'm confident, but I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable about it. That's the magic balance, dominance with warmth. When your eyes say, I see you, and your smile says, you're safe here, people naturally trust you more. This isn't just about attraction, it applies everywhere. Job interviews? The right eye contact can make you seem capable and composed. Networking events? A relaxed smile and attentive gaze show genuine interest, not desperation. Even in arguments, steady eye contact can make you appear grounded while the other person spirals. It's like emotional jujitsu. You don't overpower the moment, you guide it with your energy. When you stay calm and connected, people subconsciously mirror that energy back to you. That's influence. Of course, there's a line between confident and creepy. If you lock eyes too long without blinking, you don't look confident. You look like you're auditioning for a villain role. The goal isn't to intimidate, it's to connect. You can break eye contact every few seconds, look away naturally, then return. Think of it like dancing, too stiff and it's awkward, too loose and it's sloppy. You want rhythm. And your smile? Keep it subtle. You don't need to grin like you're posing for a toothpaste commercial. A small, genuine smile, the kind that starts in your eyes, is worth 10 overdone ones. Microexpressions also tell you how others feel. When someone's talking, notice their eyes and tiny facial cues. A quick glance down might mean shyness. A slow blink might mean trust. A micro smile could mean they like you, or your joke wasn't that bad. The more aware you are of these microexpressions, the more emotionally intelligent you become. You start picking up on things people don't say out loud. It's like developing a superpower. You can read the unspoken room. Here's a cool thing about this. When you practice calm eye contact and authentic microexpressions, your brain actually starts to feel more confident. It's not just body language, it's feedback. Your mind takes cues from your body. So if you carry yourself like someone secure, you become someone secure. It's kind of like tricking your brain into saying, yeah, we're good here. Over time, it becomes your default state, that quiet, natural confidence that doesn't need approval. And yeah, it's funny how much can happen in a single look. You can flirt, comfort, challenge, reassure, or completely roast someone, all without saying a single word. Humans have been communicating like this long before we had language. We just forgot how to pay attention. But once you become aware of your gaze and expressions, you start realizing how powerful they are. You can calm a tense moment with a simple soft smile, or you can assert yourself with a silent, unblinking pause. You can say, I see you, or don't mess with me just with your face. No Wi-Fi needed. The key is authenticity. Your eyes should match your energy. If you're faking confidence, people can feel it. But if you're genuinely calm and self-assured, your gaze naturally softens and your micro-expressions sync with your emotions. That's when your presence starts to feel real, not forced. It's not about playing a character, it's about being aligned with yourself. So next time you walk into a room, try this. Take a deep breath, lift your head, make eye contact with someone, and give them a small, genuine smile. Don't rush to talk. Don't rush to impress. Just let your energy introduce you. You'll be surprised how people respond. They'll stand up a little straighter, they'll listen more closely, they'll treat you like someone who knows what they're doing, all because of a look and a smile. That's the secret sauce right there. Not fancy words, not overconfidence, just quiet awareness. Your eyes are the most powerful tools you own. They can disarm, attract, or command, depending on how you use them. So use them wisely. Because in the end, while everyone else is talking too much, the person who can say the most with just a glance, that's the one everyone remembers. You can tell a lot about someone just by the way they stand. Walk into any room and before you even open your mouth, your posture is already introducing you, like your body saying, hi, I'm confident, or hi, I'm one bad day away from collapsing. And people notice. Seriously, posture defines presence. You could be wearing the most expensive outfit, but if you're slouching like a tired shrimp, it won't matter. On the other hand, stand tall with a straight spine, shoulders relaxed, and move with purpose. Boom, suddenly you've got main character energy. You don't even have to try to look confident. Your body's doing the talking for you. There's something magnetic about good posture. When you see someone standing upright, head level, shoulders back but not stiff, you automatically assume they've got their life somewhat together. It's not about military stiffness or yoga perfection. It's about that natural alignment that says, I'm comfortable with myself. It shows discipline without trying too hard. The funny thing is, posture isn't just about how people see you, it actually changes how you feel. Straighten your back, open your chest, and you instantly breathe better, think clearer, and even sound more confident. You literally change your chemistry by standing taller. Science backs this up. Posture influences hormones like cortisol, stress, and testosterone, confidence. In simple terms, slouching says, I'm small, while standing tall says, I'm here. And let's be honest, slouching is the unofficial posture of modern life. We spend hours hunched over phones, laptops, steering wheels, or that one bag of chips at 2 a.m. But the price we pay isn't just physical pain, it's the message it sends. When you slouch, you look unsure, tired, or disinterested. Even if you feel confident inside, your body's like, nah, we're giving limp noodle today. But the moment you lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, and straighten your spine, everything changes. You look alert, focused, and grounded. It's like flipping a switch from background character to person people pay attention to. Think about the most confident people you've seen: actors, athletes, leaders. Their posture is never chaotic. They move slowly, deliberately. Their gestures are steady, not jerky. They walk into a room like the air makes room for them. That's not arrogance. That's controlled energy. When your movements are steady, it signals control. It tells people, I'm not rushing because I'm not desperate. You ever notice how nervous people fidget, tap their feet, or shuffle papers? That energy screams anxiety. Calm, grounded movements do the opposite. They project authority. The slower and smoother your movements, the more people assume you're confident. Posture also affects communication more than we realize. When you're talking to someone and you're slouched, your voice comes out smaller, softer, less convincing. But when you stand or sit up straight, your lungs have more room, your diaphragm works better, and your tone deepens. You literally sound more confident, even if you're not feeling it yet. It's like your body saying to your brain, we got this. And your brain believes it. That's why people tell you to fake it till you make it, because your posture can trick your mind into catching up with your body. Now, posture isn't just about looking good or appearing confident. It's about feeling grounded. When your spine is aligned, your energy feels centered. You're not collapsing inward, you're opening up. You're saying, I belong here. That simple change can transform how you move through the world. You become more aware of your space, how you occupy it, how others respond to it. People who have good posture naturally command respect without demanding it. They're the ones you notice even when they're quiet. It's not charisma, it's composure. Let's talk about the subtle difference between confidence and stiffness, though, because posture can go wrong fast. Standing straight doesn't mean puffing out your chest like a peacock who just discovered gym mirrors. That's not confidence, that's trying too hard. Real posture is balanced. Shoulders relaxed, chin slightly up, eyes forward, arms naturally at your sides. It's a mix of strength and ease. You're not trying to intimidate, you're just present. The best posture feels effortless, like you're grounded in your body instead of fighting against it. And yes, posture can totally change how people perceive your attractiveness. It's crazy, but when you have good posture, you instantly look taller, fitter, and more put together. It signals discipline, and discipline is universally attractive. It says, I take care of myself. And people subconsciously interpret that as, you probably take care of other things too. It's one of those small details that amplifies your overall presence. Someone who stands tall just radiates, I've got my stuff together energy. If you want proof, watch what happens the next time you straighten up. Go from slouching to standing tall and see how people's body language shifts. They'll make more eye contact. They'll speak to you differently. Even your friends might comment on your vibe like, you seem more confident lately. That's posture at work, silently communicating self-assurance. It's like your personal billboard for confidence. And here's the best part. Posture is something you can practice anytime, anywhere. You don't need fancy training or expensive equipment, just awareness. Next time you catch yourself hunched over your phone like a question mark, straighten up. Roll your shoulders back. Imagine a string pulling the top of your head up toward the ceiling. Keep your chest open and relaxed. It's small, but do it enough times and it becomes your new normal. Your body will thank you and so will your confidence. But let's add some humor to it, because let's face it, fixing your posture feels weird at first. You go from slouching like a sad burrito to suddenly standing tall like you're auditioning for the Statue of Liberty. It feels exaggerated. People might even tease you like, why are you standing like that? Just smile and say, practicing world domination posture. Because that's basically what it is. Your body language is telling the world you're in control. So yeah, posture matters, not just for your back but for your entire vibe. It's how you carry yourself when no one's watching, and how you're remembered when everyone is. Straight spine, relaxed shoulders, steady movements. These simple things speak volumes. They say, I'm disciplined, I'm confident, and I respect myself enough to stand tall. And trust me, that kind of energy doesn't go unnoticed. People won't always remember what you said, but they'll remember how you showed up. So next time you walk into a room, don't slink in like you're sneaking past security. Walk in like you belong there, because you do. Keep your head up, spine straight, and move with calm purpose. That's not arrogance, that's awareness. And in a world where everyone's hunched over screens and shrinking into themselves, standing tall might just be your quietest, most powerful statement. You ever meet someone who just moves smoothly? Like they've got this calm, steady rhythm to everything they do, the way they walk, talk, sip their coffee, or even check their phone. Nothing about them feels rushed, jittery, or chaotic. That's what energy consistency looks like. It's the art of moving through life like you've got nowhere to prove and all the time in the world to do it. It's not laziness, it's control. Slow, deliberate actions are the body language version of saying, "Yeah, I've got this." It's confidence without noise, power without panic. Now, on the flip side, we've all met the other type. The fidgeters, the overmovers, the ones who look like they're running on triple espresso in anxiety. They tap their pen, bounce their leg, scroll through their phone every 10 seconds, laugh too fast, talk too loud, and check the time like the world's ending in 5 minutes. Their energy screams, "I'm not comfortable here." And guess what? People pick up on that instantly. Because energy doesn't lie. You can wear confidence like a costume, but if your movements are all over the place, your body will sell you out. Energy consistency is about mastering your tempo. It's about choosing how you move and refusing to let nerves or chaos make you speed up. Picture two people walking into a room. One bursts in like they just remembered the stove's on, while the other walks in calmly, scanning the room, posture steady, pace even. Who do you think people gravitate toward? The calm one. Because that person radiates control. They're not reacting to the environment, they're setting the tone. That's presence. That's confidence that doesn't need a spotlight. See, when your energy is consistent, it tells people something important. You're not easily shaken. You're not at the mercy of your surroundings. Whether you're meeting someone important, giving a presentation, or waiting in line at Starbucks, your pace and energy stay the same. That's the mark of someone who's got internal balance. Because anyone can act confident when things are easy. Real composure shows when things get awkward, stressful, or unpredictable. If you can stay steady when everyone else is losing it, you become that rare person people trust. It's funny, humans are wired to read each other's energy faster than words. We can tell when someone's nervous or confident just by their rhythm. That's why fidgeting throws people off. The constant shifting, touching your face, playing with your clothes, it makes people subconsciously uneasy. Your brain's like, if they're nervous, should I be nervous too? Meanwhile, someone who stays still, breathes evenly, and moves with intention sends a completely different message. Relax, I've got it handled. You can literally calm a whole room just by keeping your own energy smooth. That's Jedi-level social power. Let's talk about rushing. Rushing is the enemy of confidence. It doesn't matter if you're speaking, walking, or opening a door. When you rush, it looks like you're chasing approval or running from discomfort. Confident people never look like they're in a hurry. Even if they are, they move like time bends around them. When you take your time, not dragging but deliberate, it communicates that you're grounded. You're not apologizing for existing. You're comfortable being seen. That calm pace automatically demands attention. Because everyone else is in fast-forward mode, the one who moves in real time stands out. Think about movie characters who exude power. They never fidget or rush. James Bond doesn't sprint into a room waving his hands. He strolls in, looks around like he owns the place, orders a drink like time itself is waiting for him. Same goes for people in real life who project authority. They don't do 100 small movements, they do a few big, intentional ones. Their gestures are slow, clear, and meaningful. That's what self-mastery looks like. You're not just controlling what you say, you're controlling your entire presence. And no, this doesn't mean you have to move in slow motion like you're stuck in a dramatic music video. It just means smooth, not frantic. For example, when you talk, pause occasionally. Don't rush to fill the silence. When you move, make it purposeful, not like you're trying to win a speed round of life. When you listen, actually listen. Don't fidget with your phone or nod so fast your head looks like a bobblehead. Consistent energy tells people you're not pretending to be present. You are present. Here's the best part. Calm energy doesn't just make others see you differently, it makes you feel differently. When you slow down, your brain gets the message that everything's fine. Your breathing evens out. Your heart rate drops. You stop reacting and start responding. Suddenly, that meeting, date, or presentation doesn't feel so intimidating anymore. You've got mental space to think clearly instead of spiraling. That's why calmness and confidence go hand in hand. One fuels the other. It's almost funny how small adjustments can transform how people see you. Imagine two versions of yourself. One tapping your foot, biting your lip, and fumbling your words. The other taking a slow breath, moving steadily, holding eye contact, and speaking with pauses. Same person, same situation, completely different energy. The second version radiates self-control, authority, and peace. People naturally want to be around that kind of energy because it feels safe. You become the person others look at and think, they've got something figured out. Of course, this takes practice. We live in a world that moves at warp speed. Social media notifications, instant replies, hustle culture, yelling that if you're not multitasking, you're failing. So slowing down feels unnatural at first. But once you start noticing your own energy, it becomes easier to manage. Next time you're talking to someone, pay attention to your hands. Are they fidgeting? Notice your pace. Are you rushing your words? Notice your breathing. Is it shallow? Catching yourself is the first step to correcting it. And if you want to test this, try walking into a room more slowly than usual. Not dramatically, just with awareness. Keep your shoulders relaxed, chin up, steps steady. Don't rush your movements, don't look around nervously. You'll notice people glance at you more and they'll give you subtle social space. You'll feel more in control, not because you did something special, but because you did less. That's the secret. Energy consistency is basically your reputation in motion. It's the story your body tells before your words even show up. And when that story says, calm, confident, composed, people listen differently. You don't have to demand respect. Your presence earns it. You don't need to overperform. Your steadiness speaks louder. So next time life gets chaotic, remember this. Don't fidget, don't rush, don't let the noise pull you off rhythm. Breathe. Move deliberately. Speak calmly. Let your energy stay consistent no matter what's happening around you. Because when your outside matches your inside, steady, grounded, unbothered, that's when you stop chasing confidence and start embodying it. And honestly, that kind of self-mastery is louder than any words you could ever say. You ever notice how some people walk into a room and instantly look put together? Not flashy, not overdressed, just effortlessly sharp? They're not wearing anything crazy. Maybe a crisp shirt, clean shoes, jeans that actually fit. Yet somehow they look like they've got their life together, even if they just spilled coffee on themselves 5 minutes ago. That's what dressing with purpose is all about. It's not about chasing trends or showing off logos. It's about sending a message without saying a single word, that you respect yourself and your presence. See, clothes talk. Before you open your mouth, your outfit's already introduced you. It's like your silent PR manager. When your clothes fit well, are clean, and look intentional, people assume you're disciplined, confident, and capable. When they're sloppy or mismatched, well, people assume the opposite. Harsh but true. Humans are wired to make snap judgments. So dressing with purpose isn't about vanity, it's strategy. You're controlling the first impression instead of letting your laundry pile do it for you. Now let's talk about quiet sophistication. That doesn't mean dressing like a billionaire art collector. It means keeping things simple, clean, and balanced. Neutral colors, black, white, beige, navy, gray, are your best friends because they whisper confidence instead of screaming for it. When you walk in wearing neon green and 5 patterns fighting for attention, people notice your clothes first. But when your outfit is subtle and well-fitted, people notice you. And that's the goal, to look like the main character, not the costume designer. And fit? Fit is everything. You could wear a $20 t-shirt that fits perfectly and look 1,000 times better than someone in a $1,000 designer shirt that's 2 sizes off. Clothes that fit right tell the world you pay attention to detail. You care enough to get it right. A good fit hugs your frame without squeezing it, moves with you, and makes you stand taller. It's like your outfit's giving you a silent pep talk. Yeah, you look good, own it. Meanwhile, baggy or tight clothes do the opposite. They swallow you or strangle you, and neither says confidence. And here's a little secret. Dressing well isn't about having a big wardrobe. It's about having the right one. A few high-quality basics that you can mix and match beat a closet full of meh every time. Think a clean white shirt, a good pair of jeans, well-kept sneakers or shoes, a jacket that fits like it was made for you. You don't need to look like you just stepped out of a magazine. You just need to look intentional. Even minimal effort, like ironing your shirt or making sure your shoes aren't scuffed, makes a huge difference. People notice the little things because the little things add up to your overall vibe. And speaking of vibe, here's something funny. When you dress with purpose, you act differently too. You carry yourself differently. You walk taller, speak with more confidence, and somehow your day just flows better. It's not magic, it's psychology. Your brain responds to the signals you give it. When you look put together, you feel put together. You're more likely to perform better, think clearer, and handle things like you actually know what you're doing, even when you're winging it. It's like your outfit becomes your silent confidence booster. Think of your style as your visual handshake. Before you say a word, people are already reading you, your posture, your tone, your clothes. A sharp outfit says, I'm ready for whatever. A sloppy one says, I overslept and lost the fight with my laundry. And sure, comfort matters. But comfortable doesn't have to mean lazy. There's a big difference between casual cool and I gave up. You can look relaxed and intentional at the same time. Clean sneakers, fitted joggers, a plain tee, and boom, you're effortlessly confident. Here's the thing. Dressing with purpose doesn't mean dressing up all the time. It just means dressing right for the occasion. It's understanding context. You wouldn't wear a tux to the gym and you wouldn't wear flip-flops to a job interview. It's not about being fancy, it's about being appropriate. When you get that balance right, you automatically stand out for the right reasons. People won't even know why they find you appealing, they'll just sense that you have your act together. That's quiet sophistication. And let's be real, flashy fashion fades fast. But classic style never goes out of date. A clean-cut outfit, neutral tones, and good grooming beat any trend that'll be embarrassing next year. Remember when everyone wore those baggy jeans that could fit another person inside? Exactly. Trends are like fast food, fun in the moment but not great long-term. Purposeful dressing is more like a home-cooked meal, simple, satisfying, and timeless. Also, don't underestimate cleanliness. You could have the best outfit in the world, but if it's wrinkled, stained, or smells like it spent a week in your gym bag, you just canceled all your style points. Clean clothes show discipline. They say, I care about myself. And trust me, nothing kills quiet confidence faster than a shirt that looks like it's been through a war. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think dressing with purpose is about impressing others. No, it's about impressing yourself. It's about looking in the mirror and liking what you see. Because when you do, you move differently. You stop seeking validation from others because you already feel grounded in your own image. You're not dressing to attract attention, you're dressing to reflect self-respect. That's what people actually find magnetic. And if you want to test this, try something simple. Tomorrow, put on an outfit that fits well, clean shoes, maybe a subtle watch or accessory. Look in the mirror before leaving. You'll feel a tiny shift, that little "yeah, I look good" moment. Carry that energy through your day. You'll notice people treat you differently, not because they're shallow, but because your energy changed. You're signaling calm confidence without saying a word. So yeah, dressing with purpose isn't about being fancy, rich, or trendy. It's about self-awareness. It's about saying, I know who I am and I've got my act together, at least enough to tuck my shirt in. It's the difference between blending in and standing out naturally. You don't need loud colors or luxury brands to get attention. You just need to look like you care. And when you nail that, clean lines, neutral colors, clothes that fit, and a bit of intentionality, you don't have to shout for attention. You earn it quietly. People can't help but notice you, not because you're trying too hard, but because you're not. You become that person who walks in and everyone feels your presence without knowing why. That's style with substance. That's sophistication without the noise. And that's what dressing with purpose really means, showing the world you respect yourself enough to show up well, every single time. You ever talk to someone who actually listens, like really listens? Not the, yeah, totally, kind of fake listening while they're mentally checking their grocery list, but the kind where you feel like you're the only person on the planet in that moment? That's rare, right? That's why being an excellent listener is such a powerful thing. It's like emotional gold in a world full of noise. People crave being heard more than they crave being right. And when you can give someone that, your full attention, your calm energy, your silence that says, I'm here with you, you instantly become magnetic. Most people think attraction is all about talking, saying the perfect line, cracking jokes, showing how interesting you are. But real attraction? It's built in the spaces between your words. It's built when you make someone else feel important, when your silence feels like safety, not awkwardness. Because when someone talks and you're actually listening, not planning your response, not waiting to speak, they can feel that. And it makes them relax around you. They drop their guard. They start opening up. That's where the connection happens, in that invisible trust zone that forms when you just listen. You see, most people these days don't listen, they reload. Conversations have turned into duels of who can make it about them next. Someone says, I had a tough day, and the other person's like, oh, you think you had a tough day? Boom, connection gone. But when you're a great listener, you don't steal the spotlight. You let them have their moment. You give them space to express themselves, and that's something people remember. Because it's not common anymore. Listening has become the new superpower. Here's the funny thing. When you really listen, people will start to think you're wise. Even if you barely say anything. They'll walk away thinking, wow, that person really gets me, when all you did was nod and say, yeah, I totally understand. You didn't need to give advice, solve their problem, or quote a motivational speech. You just gave them your attention. And that's what makes silence powerful. It turns into a mirror that reflects the other person's feelings back at them. And when people feel understood, they feel connected. And let's be honest, we all love being around people who make us feel seen. When you're with someone who truly listens, it feels different. There's no pressure to perform, no competition for attention, no fear of being judged. You can just be yourself. That's rare and incredibly attractive. You become their comfort zone. They start associating your presence with peace, and that's way more appealing than any pickup line or flashy outfit. People might not remember everything you said, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. And when your silence feels like safety, you become unforgettable. Now, being a good listener doesn't mean sitting there like a statue, nodding like a bobblehead. It's about being engaged, making eye contact, reacting naturally, showing genuine curiosity. Ask questions, not interrogating ones but gentle, curious ones. That sounds tough, what happened next? Or, wow, really? How did you feel about that? Simple, sincere questions make people open up more. It's like saying, hey, your thoughts matter to me. And the more they talk, the deeper that bond gets. Because humans are wired to connect through emotion, not logic, and emotion lives in the stories we tell. And here's the secret sauce. When you're a great listener, people start revealing things they don't tell anyone else. It's not manipulation, it's comfort. They sense that you're not there to judge or interrupt, so they let their walls down. They start trusting you. And trust, my friend, is the real foundation of attraction. The moment someone feels safe to be vulnerable around you, you've already become special in their mind. You didn't have to impress them, you just had to be present. Silence also shows confidence. Think about it. People who can stay quiet while others talk aren't trying to prove themselves. They're not desperate to fill the air with words to look interesting. They know their value doesn't depend on attention. That calm patience, that steady gaze, that subtle smile that says, I'm not in a rush to speak. That's confidence. Because insecure people talk too much trying to convince others they're worth listening to. Confident people don't need to. Their silence does the talking. Of course, being an excellent listener also means putting your phone down. Yeah, that glowing rectangle ruins everything. Nothing says, I'm not interested, like checking a notification mid-conversation. You can't be fully present if your attention's split between someone's story and your Instagram feed. When you listen, really listen, eyes up, focus steady, you're giving the other person a rare gift, your undivided attention. And that's so uncommon these days, it's practically a love language. Now, there's one more layer to this. Your silence doesn't just make them comfortable, it makes you more mysterious. When you're not constantly talking about yourself, people start wondering about you. They'll think, what's going on in that head? Your calm listening energy becomes a quiet magnetism. You're not predictable. You're not trying too hard. You're just there, soaking it all in, and that makes people want to know more about you. The less you speak, the more your words carry weight when you finally do. And here's the twist. Being a great listener will actually teach you more about people than 1,000 conversations where you did the talking. You start picking up on patterns, what excites people, what hurts them, what they avoid saying. You'll read between the lines. You'll become emotionally sharper. And that awareness, it's pure charisma. Because once you truly understand people, you can connect with anyone. You'll know how to comfort, inspire, or even gently challenge someone, all because you actually paid attention. Listening is one of those rare skills that quietly upgrades your whole personality. You'll start noticing that people want you around more. They'll feel at ease with you. Conversations will feel deeper, not forced. You'll stop running out of things to say because you'll realize, the more you listen, the more interesting things people will reveal. You become like a calm ocean that others pour their thoughts into. And your silence? It becomes magnetic. So next time you're in a conversation, try this. Resist the urge to jump in. Let the other person finish. Pay attention not just to their words but to their tone, their face, their energy. Show them that they matter. You'll be amazed how the energy shifts. Because listening is more than just hearing. It's connection, it's confidence, it's charisma. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, the one who truly listens becomes unforgettable. Your silence says, I see you, I hear you, you matter. And that's the kind of energy people can't help but be drawn to, calm, confident, and quietly powerful.